Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to be here. In fact, I was looking forward to this since we arrived since Sunday. Change. The world is unpredictable, right? Every day the world is changing, and we have to be prepared to embrace change. Educational institutions, however, are not too keen to embracing change. And many people rely on a solid education to be able to integrate successfully in the real world and really adapt so we can fulfill our potential. So today we are going to be talking about the different variables in student success. And I'm going to begin with a little story so that you understand how my passion and then purpose began. So this is our introduction, and we are going to be talking about this important points here. So here's the story. I was born in a former communist country, in a village of 300 people, and I was not particularly interested in school growing up. And that wasn't because I didn't like the job or the work, but that was because the teachers were not that interested, or they didn't really fascinate me, It was not fun. So I was bored. Pretty much what's happening for many people today in our classes, they say, our students. So one day I come home from school and I ask my mother, right here, isn't she beautiful? Yeah. My lovely mother, I asked her, Mom, I'm having trouble with school, I need your help. And she said, I'm too busy. I said, come on, you have to help me out. And she said, okay, Val, come here, have a sit. And here's the story. I can't help you. I said, why? Because I can't read and write. I never went to school. My parents, my grandparents, her parents, didn't have money to send her to school. They were too poor. And she really said that she didn't have shoes. They didn't have money to buy her shoes. Hence my affair with shoes. Not anymore. So, that's why we have healthy feet, no shoes. And when I heard, I have to tell you that right then and there, I was devastated. I could not believe that my own mother, couldn't read or write. I was so concerned, what am I going to tell my friends? I have to keep this, I have to hide this because, kids judge other people. And so I really was devastated, but at the same time, I was also inspired to do something about it. And that's when I began to really take interest in education. So at 16 years old, I left the village, and I took a factory job at 16 years old. And that's me right there, sewing clothing. Yeah, you see, I'm not very happy. Yeah. But that was the beginning to an amazing life. Of course, I didn't know back then. But what I did know was that I didn't want to live like my mother in a limited world. My mom, her world was limited. She needed people to explain things, to read things, to do things for her. And they wanted me, my parents, wanted me to live in a world of unlimited opportunities. And so they stressed the importance of education, hard work, and skills that are not only necessary in school, but for life. Val, if you want to leave the village and you want to go into the world, you need skills to survive. And the skills to survive are this: get up at 5 a.m. with us, go to the field and work, cook, clean, go to school, get good grades, resilience, hard work, and perseverance. These are the skills that will allow you to go into the world and achieve anything you want. And I grew up with that kind of mindset. Long story short now, I left the country. United States, and I'm grateful every day. And the first stop was where? College. Community college. Yes. And so here's a map of Romania. Maybe some of you wonder where our neighbors are. So we are close to Serbia, Hungary, Bulgaria. And I'm right there. You see that little sign? I'm very close to the south, to the Black Sea, probably you have heard. Close to Bucharest, just about 70 miles. So should you visit Romania, you definitely have to visit my village. I have a house there, I have a farmhouse. Okay, I'm going to have some wine for you and cheese, all organic, and I'm going to also teach a free yoga class for you. Yes, yes, please, yes. So, my interest to doing research at community college primarily began because if it wasn't for the community college, I wouldn't be here today. The primary role of community colleges is this: they have an open door policy. So people like myself, coming from disadvantaged environments, first generation students, have an opportunity to higher education. And so that's where I began my academic career. So not only that I finished my AA, associate's degree that takes 2 years, full-time. I was a full-time, just like my research, full-time student, first generation student. I finished my degree at the community college as a new immigrant into the country in 1 year and 7 months. So, and I, of course, know how I did it. Hard work, perseverance, and effort. There was no link really, between those, as we will discuss in a little while. The IQ, that sometimes for the longest time we said that, if your parents are not educated, most likely the children will have problems. So in my research, as we will discuss, that's not really the case. And it comes down to perseverance, to preparation, high school preparation, perseverance, work ethics, study ethics, and all those things. So every degree after that was half the time. Now, I should tell you that in the United States, graduation rates is measured 150%, meaning that to finish a 2-year degree, to be considered full-time on time, you have 3 years to complete that degree. Don't ask me why, we can have a different conversation about that, but I'm here to tell you that I finished not in 2 years, which is 100%, even less than that. So if I could do it, as I tell my students every day, if I could do it, what's the problem? Come on, let's figure out and have, come up with a plan so you can succeed as well. So my research, which is why I'm so excited and passionate about, and I'm here with you today to talk about, is about all these variables. I was interested, what are the variables that allow students to achieve success? So is it the IQ? Is it the academic variables? All about the preparation, high school preparation, study skills, development, right? Non-cognitive variables. Is it the background variables, which is parents' education, financial status, whether they have employment or not? So what is it? I will explain in a little while each variable so that you understand a little bit. So making things happen, I thought, well, if not me, who? Why not me? Which is really the name of a book I wrote. If not me, who? If not now, when? We all have an opportunity, but rather a responsibility to do something to improve the country and hopefully the world. And this is what I aspire that my students will do. So I'm looking at the literature review, we're looking at the data, and then we'll have the findings. So graduation rates for first-time, full-time students at 2-year institution, and this is the 2009. As you can see, it's only 11%. And you have the timing here, 100%. So that means 2 years, right? 150%, that is 3 years, and that's how we measure as per government institutions, the education Department of Education. So for 150, 3 years, only 28% of students graduate. I mean, that's really embarrassingly low. And for 6 years, 6 years, now you probably make the connection right away that if you are staying in college, for every extra year or extra semester, you are not only losing time, but you're losing a lot of money, right? Because it's the money that you pay for school and also the money that you lose if you were, hired and work. And that's lifetime earnings that you don't have, and that's just a big problem. Now, just for your enjoyment, I was able to put this just the other day. And here is this for 150%. This is what we have for the cohort years 2007, 2013. As you can see, here is 2007, 2013. Not much progress, yes? So what's going on? What is the problem? Why is it that we are not able to figure it out and come up with strategies so we can help the students? Well, and here is the graduation rates for 2 years, which is not 100 and 150% at the college where I put the data for my own research. So again, not big difference. Reason for this study? Well, the reasons are so many. But first, we have to just briefly point out access is not enough, right? We say community college is an open door policy. We want everybody in, but then we are not too quick to get them out, right? We are not coming up with programs that actually work for the students, so they can graduate. And when they graduate, they don't just have a college degree. They are prepared for life, right? So they can achieve their full potential. Need more research at two-year college. What I have found in my research is that it's not enough at two-year community colleges. So we don't have a lot of data, right? So we have to go to four-year colleges to really understand what's going on. Real-world experience. What is education? Why do we need an education? Because I think you would agree with me, it's more than just a job, right? Yes, thank you. We need a holistic education. Mind, body, and soul, or spiritual, however you wanted to call it. We want people to really feel good about themselves. We want them to get up in the morning excited about the work they wanted to do, right? We don't want them to say, oh my gosh, another day, I gotta go to work. Or, thank God it's Friday, like we sometimes use, yes? We don't want that. We want people to be excited. Skilled workforce. What's gonna happen to the economy? What's gonna happen to the world economy? Who is going to really take over if we don't have the majority of people skilled and educated? We are going to have people think for us, make decisions for us, and then we have no choice but to do what they want. We can think for ourselves. If we can teach students how to think, and that's a skill we can teach. And it's beautiful because it empowers you, it gives you power. When you make your own decisions, there's nothing more powerful than that. Accountability. All students deserve an opportunity. I mean, why do we have all these schools and colleges and administrators? Don't they have an opportunity, responsibility rather, to make sure that every child who comes in, because let me tell you, I have yet to meet a student telling me, I'm here to fail. Or I'm here for 6 years because that's what I want to get a job. No, everybody walks in, they want to be successful, they want to achieve success, they want to get that degree, and they want to go out there in the real world, integrate successfully, and make things happen. That's what I hear from all students. And democracy, citizenship. We want to have rights. We want to have freedom. You know what? That takes accountability and responsibility. Something we don't teach really well in the United States. And I think that's critically important. Because without that, without the accountability, we won't have the rights and the freedoms we'd like to have. So we might as well go someplace else only. Because, just to be in a democratic society, it doesn't mean you automatically have rights. You have to fight for them. And if you are not included, because of different reasons, then you need to be educated so you can think and stand up and voice your concerns. The research workflow, so we had the methods, survey questionnaire on a 5-point scale, and I looked at all of these variables, right? Background, financial, academic, and institutional. So these were the variables. Participants, I wanted to see first-time, full-time students at a Florida Community College. I was a full-time, first-time student. So I wanted to see what is it that I could do it, and many students, well, only 11%. And other students couldn't do it. And I have used the Tintos model, which is very used and renowned model for integration and persistence in college. So the variables, just for you to make sure you understand. For background, we looked at age. Right? Is there a difference if the student is older than traditional, 18 as opposed to 25? Gender. Do we have different rates when it comes to success? Men, women, ethnicity and race. Financial, we looked at financial aid, financial support, employment. Do students who have financial support do better? Because if you worry about finances, let me tell you, you don't want to pay attention to what I'm talking about, right? If you have concerns, and our students come to the classroom with concerns, they come to the classroom holistically, right? So that's how we also have to teach holistically, so we can engage in that relationship and understand the whole student. Academic, high school preparation, campus activities, developmental courses. Academic, when students come to us, to college, are they ready for college? Meaning that the high school preparation, the high school time, have they prepared them for college? And institutional integration, the student advising, effective teaching, leadership? How do the leadership people, so the teachers, faculty, and leaders engage with students? Do they know who they are? Do they know their needs? Because we say first, we need to know our audience to be successful. Do we know our students? Do we know who they are and their needs? Or we have one size fits all kind of thing? Findings. Personally, I was not that surprised because this is precisely what happened to me. I mean, people were telling me, and even teachers, "Val, what are you doing here? This is not for you. It's hard. What are you doing this? What are you doing that?" I didn't have a lot of people telling me, "Val, you can do it." I even have teachers. I remember, and I wrote in my book, this particular teacher who pulled me over and said, "Val, I don't think you should be here." What? Oh my gosh. Well, I was just, well, first of all, I thought, you are in college, the teachers are supposed to support you, are supposed to guide you, and are supposed to tell you, you know what, you may not believe you can do it, but I believe in you. You can do it. So, let's look at the findings, because that's what you want to know, right? That's what's important. The findings are clear. Most influential academic variables. So if students come from the high school, right, they go to community college. As you recall, community college, open door policy, you have a high school degree, you automatically go to college. And that's just fantastic. Especially for people like myself. And many, many people disadvantaged. As I said, many people in community colleges come from immigrant families or first-year community college graduates. So imagine, go to college for the first time. In your family, you are going to be the first person graduating with a college degree. Let me tell you, students who come from immigrant families are so excited to be there. And then they meet me. I'm equally excited. Even today, all these years later, right? Because I know what a good high-quality education did for me. Imagine me in the village today, farming. So, opportunities, changes, critical thinking, high-quality education. You can create the opportunities you want for yourself. You're not going to rely on your educator and faculty because apparently they are doing other things. So then you have to find your way and embrace that change and not be afraid of failures, right? Just overcome your obstacles. So most influential is academic variables. We need to do a better job with how we communicate with high schools or K-12 education in the United States. Because if students come to college and are not prepared, obviously they're not going to succeed. And it's tough, and they don't have the support they need, and they leave. Background variables, persistence the most important. Now, persistence is a skill that you can teach. So if you come from a background where you didn't have the parents, right, who maybe they didn't know how, or they didn't have the background, how are you supposed to understand what persistence is all about? The students think that, okay, if I go to college, they're going to teach me these skills, right? I'm going to learn. They're going to teach me what's effort, what's determination, what's persistence, resilience. How? By giving everyone an A and failing? No. So you have to teach these skills early on. So if the students are not educated at the high school, they can be educated at community college because that is the policy. Isn't that the mission and the vision of community college? To educate students, particularly those students who come from the environments I just explained. So then we have to do a better job. Now, students with a social and economic background, not a reason for poor results. Many times colleges say that students who come from a social and economic background, they do have a problem in college. That is not the result. So for example, I didn't have any support, any financial support, but I figured it out. And in community college, you can get financial aid, right? And that's what I've done. But we want to say, well, if you don't have finances, well, I can go to college. So if I have finances, I don't know how to manage them because that's another skill we need to teach. Need to address psychological factors. We don't do a very good job there. Because if you are not, and this goes back to the beliefs, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't understand that any type of success takes effort, hard work, and determination, then you're not going to achieve success. If you think that success is about instant gratification, forget about it. That's not it. So anything that's worth takes resilience. And those are the skills we need to develop in college, in high school. I advocate for this as early as possible. So by the time students finish high school, they're not only ready for college, but they're excited for college. If you go to the classrooms today, you'll see students bored to death on their phones and so forth and so on. And we don't even ask questions why. So of course, we're not going to make progress. Institutional integration variables. faculty and administrators' behavior and attitude. Remember what I told you about one of my faculty? I said that, Val, maybe you can do better. So, behavior and attitude. You are your attitude, right? If you get up in the morning and look at yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to seize the day. I don't care what's going to happen. I can do it. That's a mindset. No? That's a mindset because you are prepared for whatever it is that's happening. So you, that day, you are prepared. Your mind is prepared. High quality interactive work. We have been fortunate yesterday at this conference to really hear some fantastic presentations about interactive work and high quality work. Get students excited. I mean, if you come to the classroom and you just start talking and nobody's paying attention, isn't that a clue that something should be done differently? But we don't have the incentives, and that's why the behavior and attitude comes in. You have to be excited about this kind of work. You have to be passionate about this. You have to be passionate about education and also about improving people's lives. That's what it's all about. Ongoing feedback. When students come to the classroom, let them know here, 3 hours from now, my classes usually have 3 hours. 3 hours from now, you're going to be a better person. I guarantee that. And I'll make sure of that. So we make an agreement. Why are you here? What do you want to accomplish? That's what I do with my students at the beginning of the semester or whatever it is. And, we sign that contract together. I said, I want to learn and grow every day too. So let's do this together and come up with a plan that works for all of us, not just for a few, the 11%, right? Because I said, I'm no genius, but it's possible. And what is a genius? It's a lot of work, and preparation and practice, right? So I'm on my way. And the belief that all students can achieve success. Yes. Further study and limitations. Why do we need more studies at a community college? Again, over 60% of the students go to community college. That's where they begin their academic career. So we absolutely need to do a better job. Not only that, but you see, you can make a connection. When we talked about the reason for this study, right? If you don't have an educated workforce, what's going to happen to the economy? If you don't have an educated citizenship, what's going to happen with our leaders? Not to say that we're in better shape now, but it's going to get worse, right? If we are not careful. And then you can also look at the global level. What's going to happen to our competitive advantage in the world? So we have to look at all these factors. And you know what I say? It's our responsibility, each person, because I want to live in a world where women, girls, men, and boys have an equal opportunity. Because that's the thing. You have to have an equal opportunity to begin on an equal footing. And then you can talk about effort and persistence, right? But if you don't have that to begin with, how are you supposed to do it? And not to mention that in the world today, we have 800 million people illiterate, 500 of whom are women and 200 million girls. How can we live with ourselves knowing this? How can we have a just world? We can't. So until we make a better job to get all these people educated, that's when we can make progress. So further research, absolutely. Research at a part-time, we don't have research there. Excellent. Holistic education, we really need to introduce holistic education. We want people to understand that education has value. You are not there just for a job and to tell people, yes ma'am, yes sir. No. If you have something to say, you should be comfortable enough and secure with yourself to get up and say, this is what I think, and this is why. I'm sorry to tell you, but higher education institutions are not very good for that. And limitations, sure. The transfer students didn't take a part in the research. Students' persistence and commitment to institutions. When students understand what persistence is about, when they know that it's up to me to make progress, they are far more committed to their studies. And background variables, we need to teach persistence and academic and social integration. If students come on campus and they are not socially integrated, they don't feel, that they belong there, they're not going to put in the effort. I want to thank you so much for being here today, and I'm ready to answer your questions. I'm ready to answer your questions right now.
Say when you learned English. And did you learn in school?
Yes. I went to school in Romania, like many other European countries. We have foreign languages, unlike the United States. And, for example, in Romania, if there was anything extraordinary about Romania and the communist regime, was the education. education system. Okay? You have to earn your grade. You have to earn your education. And I'm so fortunate for that because when I came to the United States, obviously, I finished everything like so fast. Why? Because I was ahead of everybody. So we have languages, English and French. Are you ready for this? Mandatory. Not optional, mandatory. So imagine that. Isn't that incredible? So when I left, I was ready. I go to college, I took the test, boom, done. You ready? Yeah, I'm ready. I think, yeah.
Yeah, what a gift, yeah.
Yeah. Gift? Yeah, I mean, you know.
Well, that was your situation.
Yes, yes.
Great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, we've been talking yesterday. I mean, this was an amazing presentation, really inspiring, and I love the passion that you have. You know, I think every educator should be like that because, in a way, sort of, we can change, transform people's lives, right?
Absolutely.
And I want to share something that I know from Peru. There was some qualitative studies done from people that they live in the mountains, right? I mean, they are poor because, well, probably they don't have computers, they don't have TVs, but I mean, they are really healthy because in the mountains there is no pesticides and everything is organic, right? But in
Yes.
comparison to us who live in the coast, they are poor, right?
Yes.
These studies, they show that these people, they are really high achievers. And
Exactly.
what I have seen as well, you know, myself as well, I grew up in a poor family. I was the first going to university, right? And I mean, I didn't have the time to not to think, you know, I mean, I just been here at the university, I didn't even need to work because my parents were covering everything. And it was really full on, it was like 60 hours a week, you know, for 5 years, right? I didn't have the time to think I won't succeed, you know, and I mean, I just went bam, 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 bam.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, yes, our stories are so related, which is why I suppose we connected and we had these discussions. But, you know, I should tell you that the house I grew up in, you know, dirt floors, no TV, no plumbing, and we didn't care, we were happy. We had the love, we had the support, hard work. My parents said that this is what you need if you want to do something with yourself. If not, this is your future. This is my future. You know, I had a joke for the longest time. I said, you know, I was born in the right family, but wrong place. I mean, look at me, come on. I have a brain here that I want to develop. I don't think I can develop it here. Nothing wrong with farming, right? Of course. But where I was, we didn't have opportunities. It goes back to my point. When you have access, then it's up to you to design. I teach, you know, and coach by design, success by design, teach by design. You design the life you want to live. So you need to have that powerful imagination and visualization to be able to say, you know what? I don't know yet, but I know my life is going to be incredible. Why? Because I read so many books growing up. Books by successful people. You know, the only movie that I watched, books by successful people, and the movie that was on my TV, black and white TV. Me and my dad primarily, which is another point, but of course that's another talk that I give, and maybe you know, we'll go together to that talk. But which is that, you know, I spent a lot of time with my father, right? Because my father had a fifth grade education. Isn't that something? Even today, men are more, well, today that's changing, but still, when it comes to women's positions and equality, we still struggle. But in terms of education, my dad had a fifth grade education, my mom 0. And so, you know, I was with my dad here, there. When I went to get my factory job at 16 years old, I went with my dad. And we went there, my daughter is ready to work. And they said, not yet, we just need, she's not 16 yet. 3 more months, so go back home.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, thank you. I'll be around till tomorrow if you have any questions. Thank you.
Yeah, we